The Dragon Slayer, falsely accused of regicide, Siegfried, is a heavy-hitting character that has great range and damage output. Siegfried has a well-rounded kit which includes a fireball, DP, full screen corner carry, and multi-follow-up specials. Siegfried also has above average health, which he can deplete in exchange for a temporary damage buff. Siegfried is great for players who want to oppress their opponents with long-reaching and hard-hitting moves and deal massive damage. Siegfried's unique action is Mannequins. Standing View will first emit an aura around him that has a close hitbox. At the same time, Siegfried will lose 5% of his max health but will gain a temporary buff called Mannequins. This buff increases Siegfried's damage and can be stacked up to 3 times. In general, the more stacks increases Siegfried's damage further but lasts a shorter time. 1 stack increases his damage by 10% and lasts 40 seconds. 2 stacks increases his damage by 20% and lasts 20 seconds. 3 stacks increases his damage by 50% and lasts 7 seconds. Using Standing View to reach the 3rd stack depletes 2.5% of Siegfried's max HP compared to the usual 5%. When Siegfried is at 3 stacks, using Standing View will reset the timer and keep all 3 stacks. You can either activate the buff from mid to full screen to start off with a 10% damage buff, or implement Mannequins and combos with the aura hitbox. In the corner, it is possible to gain 2 stacks of Mannequins and still force an air tech, which gives you your turn. 236 Nella Nav is a slow-moving projectile that has varying vertical heights and speeds. In general, this projectile takes longer to come out, which makes it weaker in the Fireball War. In exchange for the slow startup, this projectile has a large hitbox that cannot be rolled through and can also act as a set play tool to lock down the opponent. The light version is a fast projectile that reaches full screen. This is a standard poke tool and block string ender. The medium version has a slow 40 frame startup, but once the projectile is out, Siegfried can move freely. This version does not go full screen and moves at a slower pace. This awkward speed makes the dodge timing a lot stricter. And while this fireball only hits once, it can tank up to 2 projectiles, making it an oppressive wall to take space. You can use this special to create space forward and advance with it. You can also use this as a set play tool in the corner off of the opponent's air tech or knockdown. The heavy version comes out 2 frames faster than the light version, travels at the same speed as the medium, and has 3 hits. This special can be used for either resetting pressure with the plus frames, winning the Fireball War, or combos. The ultimate version has the fastest startup at 9 frames, moves fast, and beats all other non-ultimate projectiles. This can be used in reaction to the opponent throwing out a projectile. 623 Messenger is an upwards attack that leaves Siegfried grounded or airborne. This is a combo ender and TP. The light version is an upwards attack that has no inbound frames and comes out at 6 frames. This can be used as an anti-air or combo ender that ends in a knockdown. The medium version is a 2-hit attack that sends Siegfried into the air. This move does have iframes at the start, making this one of his reversals. The heavy version goes into the light attack, then goes into the air with 3 hits. This move also has iframes and is a higher damaging reversal. The ultimate version is the fastest invincible reversal at 8 frames and ends in a hard knockdown. In the corner, you can hold forward and up and land with a jump heavy for a safe jump. 214 Bear Dragon is a slow downward strike that is mainly used to end combos, poke for chip damage, and reset pressure. All versions of this special move Siegfried forward. These specials can be used off of far medium or heavy to poke the opponent and test their reactions. The light version moves Siegfried slightly forward and is a fast combo ending tool that ends in a knockdown. If used during a block string, Siegfried will be -4 on block. However, if the opponent spot dodges instinctually after a normal, they will be -2. The medium version comes out slower at 30 frames, but moves Siegfried further than the light version. By itself, this special leaves Siegfried -4 on block. However, holding medium will charge the move, which increases its damage and frame advantage, which goes up to +3 on block. You can also connect this fully charged special on counter hit anti-air 2 heavy and combo with 2 medium. The heavy version is 1 frame faster than the light version, deals more damage, and is also -4 on block. Just like the medium version, this special can also be charged, making it +3. Especially on counter hit far heavy, you can combo into 214 heavy, which leads into a ground bounce and combo opportunity. The ultimate version cannot be charged and has a slow 35 frame startup. However, this version is unblockable, has super armor frames 9 to 29, and can even start combos in the corner. This is one of Siegfried's most punishing knowledge check tools that can either be used after far normals or on the opponent's knockdown or air tech. 2-2 Orkan is a 2-hit attack that puts Siegfried into a stance. Siegfried will remain in the stance until he uses one of the 4 follow-ups available or cancels it by inputting any direction. This special is best used up close to either confirm close hits, start combos, or mix up the opponent blocking. The light version has fast startup and can frame trap with light normals. This version can combo into the light follow-up or heavy follow-up on counter hit. The medium version has slower startup but moves Siegfried further and can frame trap off of medium and heavy normals. This move can combo into the heavy follow-up without counter hit. The heavy version is another faster special, mainly used to convert hits into the enhanced follow-ups for combos or longer knockdown states. The ultimate version goes into the initial 2 hits, but then goes into a follow-up stab that drags the opponent into the corner. This is one of Siegfried's best specials, since you can bring your opponent from corner to corner off of a simple confirm. After the hit, the opponent will be in a hard knockdown state and Siegfried will backdash mid-screen. From here, you can either run up and go for close normal pressure, or keep your opponent trapped from a distance with fireballs and far normals. The properties of the follow-up attacks are the same for the light and medium version of Orcon. The follow-ups after heavy Orcon have better properties such as higher damage, combo extensions, and longer knockdown. The light follow-up is Aerial Tier. This is an upwards attack that is -2 on block but whiffs on crouching opponents. In the corner, you can extend combos with either close light or close medium or heavy. The medium follow-up is L'Ombre d'Air. This is a counter that activates if the opponent attacks with any move that isn't a throw, super, or projectile. Use this follow-up to catch opponents smashing and trying to take their turn. The heavy follow-up is Yui. This is a slower 2-hit attack that ends in a knockdown. This move is -6 on block and mainly used to either combo off of 2-2M or extend combos in the corner with 2-2 heavy. The confirm in the corner is close light. This is also a good mid-screen combo ender with 2-2 heavy. The ultimate follow-up is Deliverance. After a brief delay, Siegfried will charge forward and go for a command grab. If grabbed, the opponent will be dragged to the invisible wall and left in a hard knockdown state. Use this follow-up against opponents afraid to attack the medium follow-up. Siegfried has access to 2 Skybound arts. Siegfried's first Skybound art is Schwarze Fange. This is a combo ending and reversal super. During the activation of this super, the opponent will freeze in place. You will only get the cinematic and more damage off of close hits. Siegfried's second Skybound art is Blood of the Dragon. This is an install super that consumes 50% of Siegfried's remaining health and mana against stacks. This install does not go away until the end of the round and provides Siegfried the following buffs. Normals have slightly more range, specials deal 100 more damage, and on hit or block, Siegfried heals himself off of his heavy or unique normals, specials, and supers. This is a risky super to use, especially in the late stages of the round. Near the end of the match, you won't get much investment off the lifesteal. If you're going to use this super, it's better to use it once you get 100 meter, since you can hopefully build up another 100 for ultimate specials or his cinematic supers. Siegfried's super Skybound art is Rasendet's Fastglück. This is another combo ending and reversal super. Just like all other supers, you won't get the cinematic and more damage unless it's a close hit. Siegfried's kit is well balanced, which is complemented by his long-reaching normals. All of his tools give him very good neutral play and high damaging combos. Man Against at level 1 does not provide the highest damaging buff. From a lot of matches watched, it is generally not worth it to go for this buff and further stacks at the cost of 5% HP. This is a playstyle choice though, and if you are at a life deficit, Man Against can be a high-risk, high-reward tool to help steal some rounds. With the use of his massive blade, Siegfried possesses some far-reaching and fast normals. Far medium and 2 medium are good for poking, with punishing, and come out fast at 9 and 8 frames respectively. Far heavy has insane reach and hits from mid-screen. This is a good tool to use when your opponent is in the corner to keep them back. Be careful of jump attacks, since whiffing this move leaves them punishable. 2U is a 2-hit low that reaches further than 2 light. This is another low check. Dash light is your standard +2 on block pressure starter, and dash medium is a fast low check that reaches far. If spaced properly, this move can't be punished. Jump U briefly halts Siegfried's falling momentum before going for a 2-hit sword strike. This is mainly used to either bait anti-airs or throws. From around 3/4 to full screen, you can use 226 medium to help take space. This move forces your opponent to either burn an EX fireball to extinguish medium Nella nav, dodge, high jump, or block. Due to the slow travel speed, dodging allows Siegfried to run up close. If the opponent jumps, you have more than enough time to punish with an anti-air. And if the opponent blocks, you now get your turn and can start your pressure. If there's any special you want to frame trap into, then it's Orcon. Just remember that when attacking a blocking opponent, Siegfried does not need to commit to a follow-up. Going for a stance cancel might catch the opponent off guard, and at the very least, keep Siegfried safe if spaced. The light and heavy follow-ups are generally weak on block since they whiff on crouching opponents and can be interrupted with a fast normal. If you catch on to the opponent's tendencies, you can then go for the counter on mashers or command grab. If you have the meter, using 2-2U is a worthwhile investment to get your opponent into the corner. With your opponent cornered, Siegfried shines best with oppressive pressure, hard to challenge specials, and lockdown with a strong 2 heavy. 2-on-4 specials tend to be risky moves to use in block strings, but can still catch opponents off guard who aren't ready for them. 2-on-4 light is your safest ender off of spacebar medium and heavy hits. Unlike the other versions, spot dodging does not make Siegfried negative. The only way for the opponent to punish this move reliably is to use a reversal. If you are looking for the plus frames, go for the heavy version over the medium. The heavy version comes out faster and gives your opponent less time to react, especially if done raw. And if you are trying to go for an unblockable combo with 2-on-4U, it is better to use the move off an air tech since it gives your opponent less time to react and tighter window to dodge or DP. Compared to most Skybound arts, Spotsafanga is a reliable callout with punish and anti-air tool thanks to the freeze frame. Even if you don't get the cinematic and extra damage, you will still deal around 3,850 damage. Siegfried has many knowledge check tools that can be very frustrating to deal with at first. If you show the correct responses to these tricks, it limits Siegfried's tools and will force him to play more neutral focus. A fundamental aspect of fighting games that is important in this matchup is whip punishing. Especially against whip far heavy, you must learn to react to this move by either jumping in or space yourself out of range and use any normal such as far medium. For a more aggressive punish, you can dodge forward on reaction to the startup animation. With correct timing, you can punish with a light or medium normal. When dealing with 236 medium, the best response is to use an EX Fireball if available. While you are forced to take the slow cooldown, this halts Siegfried's advances and forces him to block, dodge, or jump the remaining hit. If Siegfried uses Orcon and tries to stance cancel, he will be -7 on block. If spaced incorrectly, you can punish with a light normal. If he goes into the follow-ups, there are punishes for each attack. The light follow-up whips on crouching opponents and leaves him punishable. You can also grab him if you have a read on him. The medium counter is punishable by either running up and grabbing, or if you time a normal as he puts away the sword. His timing is fairly tight. Projectiles and supers also beat this counter. The heavy follow-up can either be interrupted with a light normal, DP, punished with a 6-frame normal, or can be dodged. The unique follow-up can be interrupted with a fast normal, special, or can be whip punished. Jumping and landing with an air normal does the job well. In general, reversals beat out the light, heavy, and unique follow-ups, but will lose to the medium follow-up and stance cancel. Another option select is holding down back and grabbing. The grab will connect if Siegfried goes into the light or unique follow-up. The grab will whiff on stance cancel and medium counter, and the heavy follow-up will punish the grab. When dealing with 2-on-4 specials, you must either spot dodge his move or use a reversal. For the safe but less damaging answer, use a DP when Siegfried is about to strike. The riskier but higher damaging answer is the spot dodge right as he's about to strike. However, this should only be done on the medium, heavy, and unique version. If Siegfried uses the light version, this leaves him -4 on block. Do not spot dodge his move, as it will leave you negative instead. If spaced out with far normals, you cannot punish Siegfried and do not fully get your turn. If you see the fast strike, then DP. For the medium, heavy, and unique version, dodging will leave you anywhere from -2 to +12. Even if you don't get a punish, you can still take your turn more often than not. Some Siegfried players to watch are Kizuke, Kazusa, Sushi, and Zaragi.